So if you want to start seated, you can. If you want to start reclined, maybe you could start with that bolster under the back and then just lay back with the knees together. Yeah, that's an option. Or you can start seated. So just allowing yourself to kind of tune into what you really need versus what you think starting a class should look like. Really nice, guys. Just thank yourself for being here. Sometimes we have to compete for the space when we're at home to have it designated for our time. So congratulations on getting that space for yourself. And thank yourself for remembering Thursday at 6. Maybe just thank yourself for just making it this far. Maybe noticing any sounds around us. And just letting go of any awareness of sounds. Coming to the beating of the heart. And if sounds enter throughout our practice, just coming back to the beating of our heart. And perhaps the mantra so hum. On your next inhale, just say the mantra so. And then saying to yourself on the exhale, hum. Inhaling so. Exhale, hum. So. Maybe inhaling hum. Exhaling sa. Hum. Sa. Just dropping in to your time. And just dropping in. Congratulations, you did it. We're here. You know, we say that in yin yoga, it's about the rebound. We do our shapes, and then we bask in that rebound. Whether that shape is that cookie that we love, or like we said, as Marcel, my instructor, says, the Brussels sprout. It's that rebound that we long for, that space in between the shapes. I want to share a quote from Viktor Frankl. Between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom. Our yin yoga cultivates our ability to hold that space, even when it's that millisecond. What we're doing right now supports us in cultivating that awareness of space to choose a response and in that response lies our growth and our freedom. So maybe our rebound this evening, we can feel the power to choose. Cultivating that ability to respond, no matter how long or short the time is between a stimulus and response. Right? Whether it's the stimulus is a phone call that we have to return in the afternoon, whether it's a quick remark from a child that we can respond to instantly, but have a little bit of freedom and space there. Let's look for that space and be in that space in our rebound. When you're ready on an exhale, you make your way up, just lifting that back off the ground. Then we'll go into our first upper body supported yin yoga shape. And if you guys can't see me very well, just let me know and I can turn a little bit of lighting on above. So what we'll do is I just told you to get up, but I'm telling you to get up because we're gonna you can be either on your stomach and bring that left hand behind you. So left arm behind us and then roll up and over. And I'll come onto this side, I'll just show you from here. So on the belly, the arm is out and roll over. You can lift the arm up, interlace the hands, pull it back. You can have that right arm down, hand on the hip, just resting on the body. But we're trying to open up across that shoulder, right? So we're kind of lying there. That's one option. So we can come into it like this. And then our other option is going to be, if you want to come up to a wall, you can bring your arm on that wall and just turn away from the hand. It's a little bit more yang, it's a little more effort to sit next to that wall and press the hand and open the shoulder up. Be here about 4 minutes. So if it works on your belly, make your way to your belly, bring one arm out and roll over onto your side, or have that arm against a wall or a chair. Be with the breath. Yeah, cover up with a blanket. Now maybe, as effortlessly as you can, bringing the mantra Soham or Hum Sa into your inhale and exhale. The natural sound of the breath, letting it rise and letting it fall. You might find that you prefer one over another, and one might feel a little more relaxing than the other. And maybe you just want to not have any mantra in your space. Let those eyelids drop together, the top and the bottom. Allowing your breath to be as yin as possible. Any noises from upstairs or next door that you hear, just dismiss and come right back to your breath. Even though it might feel like your shoulder blades are pinching together, it's okay, because when we get to that rebound, we're going to glide apart, and that space that we're compressing is going to have a little more freedom in that rebound. Inhaling hum, exhaling soft. Beginning to count down from 5, and 4, and 3, 2, and 1. And now gently rolling over onto your stomach. If you're seated, just gently release that arm. Bring it maybe to the lap. And then your rebound, you can have it on your stomach or on your back. If you were seated with your arm extended on the wall, then come onto your back. Just allow that shoulder, that arm, that back to unravel. Be in the space of our rebound. And now counting down from 5, and 4, 3, and 2, and 1. Now, if you're on your stomach, just send the opposite arm that you just had under you. Send the other arm out to the side, roll over onto your side, and come into that shape on your opposite arm. So maybe you you were on the floor for the other side. Maybe you want to try stretching that arm against the wall. Whatever is going to support you. When we open up across that shoulder, it's accessing that lung and that heart. So that small intestine all run down that arm to the fingers. Maybe noticing or feeling something that you're joyful for might trickle in. Something that maybe gives you a little sadness or something that you've overcome. You might feel some gratitude for that. Just not closing off to anything. You can let it bubble up if it feels okay. Perhaps dropping in with your So hum or your hum sa mantra. Compressing those scapula together. So our rebound will allow them to come apart again. And those muscles that attach under the scapula, that attach across it, also feel a little bit of freedom, freeing up space in the side body and then along the chest. So being in this stimulus for just a little while longer. Recognizing where you have effort and where you have a little bit of ease. And seeing that you can hold space for both at the same time. You don't have to choose one or the other. You can hold space for both. Just like we do in life so many times. Counting down from 5 and 4 and 3 and 2. 1, gently releasing, whether coming onto your stomach and then your back or coming onto stomach. Really nice job, guys. Really good. Follow the cues of the body regarding the breath. If you need to let out a sigh, maybe you feel you want to suspend the breath, hold that inhale, and then let it go really hard all at once. Just letting yourself go. We'll do another breath. And then another breath. And then one final collective breath. And then whenever you're ready, making your way up to seated and perhaps grabbing that bolster or your pillows. And we'll bring that bolster behind us. And so now I'm competing for space with our little mascot. So now we have our reclined deer. So the easiest thing I think to do is to set your low back up at the base of that bolster. Bring your feet maybe hip distance apart a little wider, and then drop the knees to one side, and then recline back. And then maybe you draw. So for me, I dropped my feet or my knees over to the left. Maybe you bring that right foot maybe closer to that right glute. We're trying to open up the quads. So you might notice it more in, if your legs are to the left, you might notice it more in the right. If your legs are to the right, you might notice it more in the left. Sometimes it feels good. I dropped them off to the left. If you straighten that left leg and bend one, just kind of explore, trying to get a quad stretch, the top of that leg. And we know that our yin yoga is not about the muscles, but it's about that connective tissue and that fascia. So when we're here for longer than those 30 seconds, that's when the fascia is like, oh yeah, here I am, here we go. And maybe you don't need the bolster. You might get a deeper stretch without that bolster, but knowing that it's not about feeling more. Many times in yin yoga, less is more. We have a little bit of a back bend here too. Dropping into our Soham Hamsa. You might feel, just know that that stomach meridian goes across the knee. Helps us digest anything and everything. It's really beautiful to have this time at the end of the day to give our subtle body, that causal body, the opportunity to digest the day. You cannot do this incorrectly, you guys. There's no right or wrong here. Maybe feel the freedom in knowing that there's no right or wrong. That you could lie in Shavasana right now. And that's completely okay. Letting your breath guide you. And maybe your breath gives you feedback if you need to wiggle a little bit. Bringing your awareness to the area in the body where you feel the sensation. And for just a moment, consider what you use that part of the body to do, what you used it for to do today. And extend some gratitude to that part of the body for enabling you to move throughout your day with its help. And then when you're ready, coming up out of this shape, however is most simple and kind to you. So that might mean drawing the knees up and bringing the feet back to the floor. And then we'll extend them long for that rebound. If you're on your bolster still, maybe you move that bolster out of the way, bring the back flat on the floor. Maybe you bring awareness to those shoulder blades. And then scan down the body and relax. On your next inhale, let's suspend the breath at the top. So hold the breath at the top of the inhale. Exhale, let the breath go. Slowly or quickly. And then draw the breath in at the bottom of your exhale. Hold it at the top. Maybe let it out with a sigh. Then find your natural breath. And now our next shape, we have a couple options. You can remain on your back, bring the soles of your feet together. And we'll come into our reclined butterfly with soles of the feet together, knees to the side. And our other option is to come up to seated. And from a seated position, just bring those feet wide into our dragonfly. So it's kind of either inner hip or back of the legs. So whether you're in reclined butterfly or if you want to bring the feet far apart, or our dragonfly, maybe you bring your bolster back into the middle and you can fold it forward. Or you can recline into butterfly. Whatever is going to support you the most this evening. Really nice, you guys. Those liver and spleen meridians run along the inside of the leg. That spleen is what gives us our empathy. We balance our spleen so that way we don't overgive. So that way we can remember ourselves. And that liver supports us in our creativity. We balance it so we don't get swept up in anger. Just letting ourselves chill out. insides of the legs. They're nice and straight or bent in our butterfly. Letting that chi either flow or kind of dam up. It's that rebound where the magic is. This is our little stimulus. Nice job, guys. You cannot do this incorrectly. Maybe send some loving kindness to your baby self. To the tiniest little version of you. And then send some loving kindness to you as you know yourself right here. And then loving kindness to every version of you in between. You cannot do this incorrectly. It's about 1 more minute. Just savor the last few moments. However you want to transition to Shavasana or to your rebound. Maybe it's suspending the breath or counting down. Whatever shape you're in, kindly and simply make your way to your back. Maybe noticing that energy move. Maybe it's really pronounced, maybe it's really subtle. But being aware, or focused awareness on that chi, that sensation, keeps us present. Another breath or two on our rebound. And then if you're ready, you can roll up. If you want to use your bolster, you can come up to seated. If you want to come into your reclined deer without the bolster and bring your feet hip distance apart, drop them over to the right, and maybe draw that left foot closer to the glute. If you're using your bolster, gently come up. And that bolster, the base of that spine, knees hip width distance, drop over to the right, recline back on your bolster, and try to draw that left foot towards the glute a little bit. Like I said, sometimes people prefer that right leg out. They get a different sensation in that bent leg. And if neither of these feel good for you, please just let me know. Because there are other ways to access the top of that thigh. Between stimulus and response, there is a space. And that space is our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom. Surrendering to that growth and freedom. You cannot do this incorrectly. If your mind starts to wander, you can come into your Soham Hum Sam mantra. Sometimes in my practice, I like to visualize the face of someone that I love, and I just say over and over, I love you, I love you. Just holding my awareness on their face, on their soul, sending them love. Now let's begin to count down from 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. And kindly, maybe bring your knees to the sky, feet to the floor. If you're on the bolster, let that bolster, just pull it up from under and bring yourself flat onto the earth. And just allow that chi to flow. That bent leg, causing it to dam up, and now it's going to just flood through. Just letting go. Now another breath in. Let the breath go. Now for our last shape before our shavasana, let me give you guys 2 options, and they're actually 2 completely different poses. So if you want to kind of bring knees into the chest, which is going to give a little bit of circulation to that low spine. This will also help with digestion. Just hug those knees in and just rest your hands on the shins. And our other option, like I said, they're completely different shapes. But for those of you that want that shoulder, that upper body, that scapula kind of love, bring your blocks out in front, place your hands on your blocks, and then we're in our puppy pose. So drop the heart down. You can also just bring hands to the floor. You don't have to have your blocks. So whether you're feeling your heart suspended above the ground in your variation of puppy, or whether you're feeling those knees suspended over the chest in our Apanasana, just know that whichever shape you choose, that it's the one that's right for you. Nice job, guys. You cannot do this incorrectly. Softening your gaze, softening your edges, maybe that inner critic, that perfectionist, that self-guilt tripper, or the self-shamer. Just soften those edges and drop into some self-compassion. Just soften. And then whenever you're ready, just gently kind of press up off the blocks. Come onto your stomach and then roll onto your back. If you're in your Apanasana, let those legs maybe come to the sky first and then extend them long on the ground. Yes, nice. Just feel the freedom in a Shavasana after these kind of compressed shapes here at the end. Nice job, guys. You cannot do this incorrectly. Give yourself another big thank you for being here. Imagine you are lying in a bed upon a bed of light. It's a grid of light. And just by resting, that light shines brighter and brighter. And as that light shines brighter and brighter, you feel more and more connected to Source. Your entire body is feeling connected and remembering its connection to Source. Remembering it is Source. Relaxing your feet and healing everywhere that they've carried you. Healing every situation that you've walked into or been a part of. Relaxing the calves, the upper leg, softening your knees. Feeling yourself empowered as your knees relax, enabling you to move forward in life. Draw awareness to your pelvis. Just imagine energy moving right to left and left to right across the hips, across your pelvic bowl. Giving healing to any emotions that might be stored. Providing clarity and peace. Relaxing your torso, the front, the back, the sides of the torso, the upper chest, the sides of the chest, the back, the entire rib cage. Allowing yourself to breathe into life. Breathing freely into life. Relax your shoulders and your neck, the throat, the back of the neck. Feel yourself letting go of any obligations. Any obligations that you commit to out of guilt or shame. And finding peace. Relax your face. Relaxing the lower jaw and feeling anger just trickle away. Soften the eyes. Soften your inner ears. And then rest your awareness at your third eye point. And draw your awareness to the crown of the head. And imagine that bed of light that you're lying upon. Imagine the brightest light shining out the crown of your head. And feel your connection to everyone else in our class tonight. Thank everyone for being here for this shared experience. Now bringing your energy back into your physical body, maybe to the heart or to the feet or to the hands. Feel yourself in the space that is the power to choose. You cannot do this incorrectly. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Namaste. If you have the time, please remain in Shavasana as long as you can, as long as you'd like. You cannot do this incorrectly.